Alchemist AI is outperforming the rest of the market. The question is why? I think it's worth looking at the outliers. It's worth figuring out what's going on because sometimes those rallies can continue. But let's have a look at who's buying and selling here. Let's have a look at the data most people are not considering. I published 2 videos on Alchemist AI roughly 1 year ago. The first video performed according to average. The second video got a bit less attention. Yet the number of subscribers was still comparatively high. So even though there aren't too many viewers, the few that are still researching the asset seem to be quite bullish. The price moved from 9 cents to 14 cents to now more than 20 cents. But there is quite a bit of volatility along the way. This is Alchemist AI relative to the altcoin market cap. So now we look at the outperformance and the underperformance of the asset within crypto. We are removing all of the volatility. We are removing the general macro environment. And it seems like Alchemist is trading in a range. And unfortunately, we are rather at the upper end of that range. In the worst case, we see an underperformance over several months of more than 90%. But then subsequently, when things go well, you can also appreciate by more than 700%. Now let's have a look at the on-chain data. So we've got 27,000 holders on the Solana chain. This is where Alchemist is housed. The number of traders on the chain doesn't seem to be that high though, and it doesn't seem to grow that much. There seems to be less than 100 new wallets trading the token per day. And there are more recurring than first-time traders every day. The number of token transactions is also very volatile. The vast majority of the supply is held by the whales. So by the wallets that hold at least $100,000 worth of the token, 81% of the entire token supply is held by such wallets. And interestingly enough, the number of holders tends to go down over time. That's true for the number of retail investors. So that's now wallets with at least 5,000 Alchemy AI tokens. It's roughly $1,000 worth of the token. But it's also true for the wallets with roughly $10,000 worth of the token. And for the wallets with $100,000 worth of the token. So all wallet cohorts tend to go down in numbers. So seeing the price develop just in line with the altcoin market is quite surprising, right? We would expect that when the number of wallets is going down, that the token should also go down. A shrinking investor base is not a good thing. In the last 24 hours, we saw only 256 wallets interacting with the token on Solana. And it's not even listed among the trending tokens on the Solana chain when we order by liquidity. So it appears as if the trading on the Solana chain directly doesn't really have that much impact. Is this centralized exchange trading that's moving everything? Is this potentially even levered bets, the derivatives futures that are currently moving the price? The answer is yes, potentially, because on Radium we only saw 2 million worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours on the spot market. On Bybit, a centralized exchange, we saw more than 4 times that trading volume. Compare this with the perpetual futures. Here we even had 37 million worth of trading volume on Binance. So that's 37 million worth of bets versus just 2 million worth of trading volume on the decentralized exchange. I don't really like doing it, but that's how the YouTube game works. That's how the algorithm works. Please give this video a like if what you've seen so far has been useful. Thank you very much. The funding rate for Alchemist AI tends to be positive. In other words, it does cost money to bet on rising prices. The longs have to pay the shorts. The perpetual futures market is long-term bullish on the token. If you're currently not bullish on Alchemist AI because of this trading range and you're betting on falling prices, you even get funding rate paid. As in, you do get compensated to bet on falling prices. What's interesting is that even though there is more trading volume on the bets on the price, on the perpetual futures, we do see a decoupling here from the spot market, from the perp market. Usually there's a lot of correlation between the two, the open interest on perpetual futures and the spot price. When there are more bets on the price, then the price itself tends to go up. When the open interest goes down, then the price itself tends to go down. But there is a decoupling now. This rally is not driven by the perpetual futures. The price is going up, yet the bets on the perp market is not going up. This is something very, very rare. In other words, it seems like this rally is driven by spot buying, not by short-term trading on the perpetual futures. And that spot buying might not even happen on the Solana chain, because otherwise those numbers would look very different. Otherwise, the number of holders would go up. Otherwise, at least the share by the whales would grow much more aggressively. So something is going on here. It seems like there are a few key players on Bybit and on HTX and on DJ Finex that are currently buying up the token on the spot market that are not involved in the levered bets on the price, but there's not a rally that's driven by many small wallets. Otherwise, the left chart here would go up. There's something dodgy going on here. There seem to be a few insiders that are very bullish on the token or that want to manipulate the token to a degree. There are clearly some heavyweights with some knowledge about the token, maybe some upcoming news, or maybe some people that want to manipulate the price that are currently buying in heavily. And it doesn't look like they want to sell very quickly. Otherwise, they would just make transactions on the perpetual futures. But they're not doing that. The open interest is still very, very low. The trading volume is also not that high given the massive rally in Alchemist. And so it's probably quite dangerous to now bet on those falling prices. Somebody with knowledge is pushing the price up, and my best guess here is that there's going to be some kind of release, some kind of positive news, maybe a cooperation or partnership with a big company that might increase the market cap way beyond its current levels of only 172 million, right? Something of that size can easily double or triple from here if the right news comes out. If you want to keep it simple and you don't want to watch every single YouTube video, try to figure out what's the best trade to make, and feel free to join the premium membership of this channel. I publish a premium update market video every 3 to 4 days over there. So here are the premium update videos. It's only 10 to 15 minutes, twice a week roughly. And with those videos, you know exactly what I currently do, how my portfolio is currently set up. Of course, I'm also sharing every single trade that I do in real time in a dedicated chat as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, then feel free to give this a like. See you next time on YouTube or see you in premium. Cheers.